we're just gonna get started. It's 12:30. We have just, yeah, we've kind of crossed the 50 mark. So Akshay, let's get started. Lot of, we're actually seeing a lot of familiar, but also a lot of new faces. So welcome to our Investor AI Academy's webinar today on swing trading. This is something we do every Saturday at 12:30 PM, I mean, post noon in India. And post this webinar, a lot of people join, a Telegram community that we actually have, and we'll talk to you about that. We have today Akshaya Bhargava, our chairman and founder, and we have Sarthak and Shashi and Prabal, Shailesh, all part of our team. Sarthak's, of course, our product head, and will also join Akshay during the discussion. Today is a very interesting topic. Value investing and Alpha 330 is what I usually, use, Akshay, because, over all these webinars, but swing trading is something I'm very excited to learn as well today, something that I want to explore on the app myself. So everyone keep your questions coming. The chat is going to be open. We're here to take the questions as and when it comes, but also pick up a lot of the relevant ones for Akshay and Sarthak later. So Akshay, over to you, and let's do this.
Thank you very much, Shruti, and welcome to everyone. Delighted to have you here. I think this is our webinar number 20, if I'm not mistaken. And other than one, I've been hosting all of them. So I'm really happy to have all of you here. Again, as always, nice to see some familiar faces. Samuel, Sriram, welcome. But also, I'm equally happy to see a number of new names. So again, huge welcome. Today's subject is, as Shruti said, swing trades, and that's really what we want to talk about. And it's really a part of our Understanding Signal series. And for those of you who've seen the earlier seminars, we've had a Understanding Signal session on value investing. Last week, we had a session on Alpha 330. So, and this is about swing, and I will talk about a couple of other things. Before we start, I'm going to start with the usual set of questions. I would like to understand the age demographic that we are talking to. So, Prabal, would you mind putting up the question? Again, you don't have to answer, but just click the category you're in. Do not need to know your exact age. Okay. Okay, that is interesting. When we first started, we were getting most people, either under 30. And now we're beginning to see, more and more people coming up who are slightly older. So today's distribution is less than 25, 17%, 25 to 30, 10%, 30 to 40, 38%, and 36% above 40. Thank you. And also investment experience. Prabal, would you just flash the question? I want to know how many years of investment experience you have. The categories are 0 to 1 year, 1 to 3 years, and 3+. And again, this is now becoming quite consistent. It's a barbell kind of a shape. So we have lots of people, about almost 40% who are less than 1 year. We have 41% who are more than 3 years, and the balance is in between. So we have a mix of, relatively new investors and relatively experienced investors. And, just for that, I would encourage all of you to join our Telegram channel, because the people with more experience can share their views with people with less experience, and it just becomes value added for everybody. Okay, so let me jump into what we are here to talk about. What is swing trading? Now, swing trading, is a name you come across often. I think it's just another name for very short-term momentum trading. But basically, it's a style of trading that attempts to capture short to medium term gains in a stock over a period of a few days to several weeks. Now, in my way of thinking, a few weeks is not medium term, it's extremely short term. But, I just picked this definition out of Investopedia. But in my view, it is really, really short term. It can be either intraday or, within a few days or, as these guys say, a few weeks. Swing traders primarily use technical analysis to look for trading opportunities. That is true. Typically, charting patterns and the momentum in a stock, either up or down, matters, and that makes a big difference. And that is what most swing traders look for. But I don't think you can ignore fundamentals either, because what you don't want to do is to catch a falling knife. And if something has a downward momentum for reasons that are driven by fundamental factors, then I think you should know. I'm not saying you can't make money, but then you need to be very brave and very, very experienced to be able to do that. So it is not for the faint of heart. It is not for people who don't have too much time. It is not for people who need to invest for 10 minutes and go off and do other things. Then you'll definitely lose money. There are quotes that people talk about. People say, take your profits or someone else will take them from you. I'm not so sure whether that matters, but it is appropriate to swing trades, because this is about taking profits. It is about being very, very disciplined, saying that I'm buying today, I will sell 2 days from now. Or once the price reaches a certain time, once it reaches, you sell. You don't become greedy and you sort of do it. There's another quote I want to share is a guy who ran Caxton Associates, Bruce Kovner, and he said, I know where I'm going before I get him. Now, I don't think in most people it is possible. This is just an arrogant hedge fund statement that, I'm all-seeing, all-knowing, omnipotent sort of investor, and I can see what is happening before I get in. And this is, once you're extremely successful in the market, then you make up these quotes to appear to have foresight rather than luck. So I'm not saying that this is what you can do, but there is some element of truth here. It is helpful to have a goal before you get into swing trading. Don't get in just to see what happens, because that is a sure recipe for trouble. This is very, very short term. Again, something that I talk about, people who have seen this before, please pardon me. People who haven't seen this before, this is really a very important notion that I want you to think about. What InvestorAi gives you is the AI part of this equation. But you is very, very important as well. You plus AI to the power of time is a superpower. You can make a ton of money if you just focus on these things. You is about knowing yourself, having the discipline to invest, and getting in and getting out in a very, very disciplined manner. AI is about improving your batting average, and that is what InvestorAi is here for. And then we try our best to do that. T is about leveraging the power of time. And for those of you who are under 30 years old, you have a golden opportunity. You have 50 years ahead of you to invest. And even if you generate modest returns, as long as you do it year after year, month after month after month, you will do extremely well. You'll have enough retirement money by the time you get to that age. So bear that in mind. Just do the arithmetic yourself, and you'll see how powerful impact of time can be. You don't need to make 20% return, even 5%, 6%, but month after month for 50 years, you'll get a massive amount of money. I talk about the swing trade algo. So the way to think about it is it looks at many trends to identify potential winners. Now, those of you who have been using swing will realize that we don't really show too many ideas. At most, you'll see 3, 4, 5 a day, no more in single digits. You never see 20, 30 the way you see in Alpha 330 and things like that. it shows only 3-day ideas. Our definition of swing is 3 days. It is not a few weeks. It is not 1 day. It is not intraday. It is day 3. It is 3-day ideas. So it will show you when the idea was created. It will show you when the idea expires. And there is a 3-day window in between that. And you can do what you want. It will show you short trades as well as long. This is the only algo in the InvestorAi set. Sorry, what am I doing? I'm flipping too much. This is the only algo in the InvestorAi library of algorithms that shows you short ideas as well as long ideas. And for that reason, our universe is restricted to the stocks that are available in the F&O market in India. Okay, some people have asked why is it not available for every stock? This is why. Next, it is available only for India. So none of our international customers can use it in their markets. They can, of course, use it in Indian market, but not for UK or US. And again, there are reasons for that. You will see open ideas, which are within the current 3-day period. So they were either originated today or yesterday or 2 days ago. You'll also see a list of recently closed ideas. So you can check how each idea did. Please remember, very important thing, that the prices you will see on InvestorAi are end of day prices. It is quite possible that within the day, the stock may have moved up, moved down, and ended up somewhere. So if you are into swing trading, you must track intraday pricing through your broker. Okay, this is hugely important. If you're not tracking intraday price, then you will not do well with swing trades. So you must have the time to stay on top of it. You must have the time to track it. So that's why swing is not for everyone. It is not for everyone because it is complicated or difficult. It is not complicated or difficult at all, as you will see. But it needs you to keep track of your trade consistently. So, if you have a day job and you're doing it between coffee breaks and lunchtime, फिर तो गड़बड़ होगा, so please don't do that. Do it when you have the time to devote to it. So let's just run through the screen. So again, for people who are looking at this for the first time, InvestorAi Ideas Corner has investment ideas for buy and hold investors, short-term ideas for momentum investors, and market signals for technically minded traders. The swing trade algo is for very short-term investors, and that is what we will talk about today. The way the swing trade algo works is it looks for stocks that can deliver 2% return in 3 days. There are 4 screens you need to be familiar with. Again, very simple screens. So when you open the swing trades tile, when you click on it, you will see an explanation of what this does. Then it will tell you that it is only available in India. We will add markets over time, but for now, it is available only in India. And then you will see a list of open ideas. You can just open that section or close that section, and it will show you all the ideas that are currently open. So I took a screenshot this morning, and as you can see, there are 2 ideas, Sriram Transport and HDFC Asset Management, that were generated on 2nd of July. They will expire on the 6th of July, 3 working days. There is Havells India that was generated on 30th of June, and that will expire on the 2nd of July. So that's what the open and closed ideas tell you. And then there's closed ideas. These are trades that were suggested and they have now expired. And you can scroll through the closed ideas to see how the signals have performed over time. So if you look at, again, the opening slide, very, very simple. It reminds you that this is only for India. It shows you the number of active insights. And as of now, there are only 3, and we just saw them. It also tells you the number of stocks in the universe. And this is the F&O set of stocks that we talked about. So just to remind you. If you look at open ideas, you can open the open ideas section. You will see all this. You'll see the date the signal was generated. You'll see a threshold price. You'll see long or short, whether the idea is long or short. Today, it happens to be all long. And at any time, you can click on the question mark and see info on this page. What is this page telling you? At the bottom, you'll see the menu screen, the main menu screen of the app. And what I want to highlight is that if you tap on a tile, what will happen is the tile will become dark, like you're seeing HDFC Asset Management has become dark. And the bottom row will change. And now you can see in the bottom left-hand corner of the screenshot on the right, there is a shopping cart trolley which says trade. If you want to buy, you can click and buy. Okay, and I will show you when I'm showing you the app itself. So you have to select, and you can see on the screenshot before, the bottom left says home. So the shopping cart becomes activated only when you select a particular signal. So you have to select it, otherwise you will not be able to buy it. Of course, you can buy it, outside of InvestorAi, but why bother? It is so easy. By the way, since we launched the trade button, on average, we get about 100 people buying things every day. So, and this is growing. So there's a growing population of people who are using the trade feature. I would encourage all of you to use it. We have no interest in one way or the other, in the sense we don't make any money if you trade. So we don't get paid for anything. This is just a convenience for all our users. Your money stays with your brokerage account, your securities stay in your custody account, your demat account is not changed. All your trades take place through the broker, not with InvestorAi. So we are purely providing information. So these are the main screens that you will see. Remember that at the bottom, the trade button that I emphasized here is you can buy without leaving the InvestorAi app. Okay. Now people ask me, how is InvestorAi different? And again, some of you have heard me say this. All other information providers will tell you what has happened. InvestorAi tells you what is likely to happen. And for that reason, we track the predictive accuracy of all our algos. And we're very happy to tell you more about it. You can see it in the app itself. We have recently added a number of new things. And, InvestorAi is getting better every single week. There is a very cool feature which is coming out this week, but I haven't, it has been approved by Apple and Google as yet, so I can't show it to you, but I will talk to you about it. But just to recap, some of the new things that we have added in the recent past. There's a referral program which gives you cash back if you introduce friends who become subscribers to InvestorAi. Again, if you haven't heard of it, or if you're new to it, or you've forgotten how to access this, please contact Prabal or Shruti. So you can always write to us at support@bridgeweave.com. Secondly, we have a new homepage. Again, I will show you, which shows you lots of new things. There was a lot of demand from our Telegram and WhatsApp communities about profit and loss alerts. Can you help us set profit alerts and loss alerts? So now we allow you to do that. It is within active monitoring. We have changed the notifications page to actually notify you not just of your unread signals, but if there is anything that has happened on any stock that you are tracking. So that's really, really useful. I remember a few webinars ago, there was a lady who came and said, but this is too complicated. I don't think it is for me. I thought that. Now I've sat in the webinar. Now I realize how simple it is. And, I can actually, do this, but there's a lot of stuff on the app that, is too complex for me. So we added a piece called configuration. So if you're only an occasional investor and you never ever look at it every day, you look at it once a week, then you can configure it for your use as a occasional investor, and then you'll only see the 3 or 4 algos in the ideas corner that are relevant for you. Or you can say I'm a regular trader, and then you'll see some more algos, or you can say I'm an expert investor, and then you'll see everything that's available. That is a concept we will continue as we add algos, as we add features, and that will happen. And you will also see some new active monitoring screens. And I'm emphasizing these because these are all very important features and functions that we've added. Almost all of them have been added because, all our users have said so. So, all these ideas have been born because, all of you have given us suggestions and comments, either in the webinars or in our WhatsApp groups. So please continue to do that. I spoke last time about an upcoming feature, which is really, really quite interesting. It's we are going to talk about this at an invitation-only event. We are creating, so some of you have been saying, and again, this idea came a little bit from the group itself. A lot of you have said that, can you help us create a portfolio from the best ideas that come from InvestorAi? So what we have now done is created 2 portfolios, which we have been running live since the 20th of April. We have seen spectacular returns. I mean, unbelievable, just unbelievable. And we want to tell you more about it. We are waiting for a SEBI approval before they go live. So I'm hoping it will go live in a few weeks or even sooner, as soon as we get approved from SEBI. But on a non-trading basis, we're very happy to show it to you. And we're going to be organizing a webinar. This will be open only to our subscribers. So I would encourage you to subscribe and get an advanced view of this. This is really, really interesting. And if you're interested, please register now and please tell us that you're interested, and we will then invite you for this. So I'm going to
Akshay? Yeah.
Seems like an internet issue.
For some reason, I'm not able to.
He's back. He's back.
Yeah. Yeah. Can you hear me now?
Yes, Akshay.
Sorry, I had a momentary problem here. So let me just go back, and now I'm going to share my phone screen with you. Shruti, can you make me host, please? Because I'm not able to share my screen.
Yeah, just doing that.
Yeah. Okay. Okay, I am now host. I can share my screen. So let me just do that. And I hope all of you will be able to see it in a moment. So if you can see it, I'm now going into InvestorAi, which all of you are familiar with. So let me just talk about a few new things before I get to swing trades. So this is a new homepage. There's a getting started video. You can look at your activity on the app. The profile section is currently only limited to your usage of InvestorAi. Over time, this is going to get more and more powerful, and we will be putting in lots of interesting things. There's a ton of stuff in the pipeline. Then you see what we call wisdom of crowds. What are other people looking at, either in different markets, most monitored, best performer, latest insight, and all the rest of it. So there's a whole bunch of stuff here. Then these are the stocks I'm monitoring, and that's again very personal to everybody. Anything that's personal to you is red. Anything that's generic is gray. The explore feature allows you to watch a demo, go to InvestorAi, past videos, look at your preferences, subscriptions, and so on. And this is the configure button I talked to you about. So if I go into configure, so this if I choose investor view, then it only will show me these three algos in my ideas corner. So if I click on this and now I go to ideas corner, I will, for some reason it is slow today. Okay, so I will only see my the three algos that I have selected. If I wanted to go into a different view, I could do that. So I don't know why my app is stuck. I think it's my connection today. Let me start again. And now if I come in, okay. Yeah, it's for some reason it's just
No,
slow.
Akshay, it's just a little slow at the moment. We've just seen some comments coming in as well. So I think it's just
Yeah,
a little slow at the moment. Yeah, it's facing this issue right now.
It's a thing. So, Shruti, why don't we pause here and I will take questions and then we can, yeah. So now you can see my configuration has changed. If I go in, oh, it's still slow. Why don't we pick up questions? And then, once, hopefully this will become better in a few minutes and then we can.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. I'm going to start with Kaushiki Deep, who actually says, I see on the app the performance is good. I just want to give, he wants to just give us a few suggestions, Akshay. So he says add a screener, particularly for technical indicators. And also he says point 2, if the user can configure their own algo without much coding and get personalized signals.
So let me just talk to you about the technical screeners. The technical screeners are there. So if you go to technicals or fundamentals, Kaushik, you should be able to see them. And I'm just going to ask Shailesh to comment a little more on the technicals and fundamentals. They're all there. Once the app sort of comes back, I will be able to show you. Second, user can configure own algos. No, I'm sorry, that is not going to be possible. So, but you will get personalized signals. Personalized signals does not mean you have to personalize the algo itself. So we have set certain thresholds. To convert them, to change your thresholds and parameters on the fly is currently not possible. So I'm not going to create an expectation that you're going to get that. But we will do things to make it more and more personalized for you. So to give you an example, one of the things that we are working on is what we call a portfolio module, where you will be able to import your holdings into InvestorAi. Once we know what you're holding and what you have bought in the past, what you have sold in the past, how long you held it, and so on, we will use all that information to show you ideas that the app feels are more relevant for you. And you can give us feedback. And the more feedback you give us, the more accurate it will become because it will start learning about you. So these are many things that are in the works and are coming, and you will see them over time. And you should be able to get personalized signals. Shailesh, do you want to just add a little bit to it? I'm going to check if the app is behaving better.
Sure. On the technicals front, look, I'm a trader as well. So apart from swing trading, looking at the insights, I also go to the technical section. I think Kaushik Deep has some questions on that. You can actually write it in and I would take it up real time. So you would always see these technical indicators like volume breakers, stocks that are hitting 52-week high, lows, someone whose RSI is overbought but now reversing. So what happens is you can use those technicals as a screener, and that complements your swing trading or other trading positions through the day. I hope I've answered your question, Kaushik.
Yeah. So, guys, I'm really, really sorry. The app is behaving very slow today. I don't know why. So I don't want to put it on the screen. But we can take most of the questions and answer them anyway. And if you have the app open or if you just make a note of it, you will be able to see what we mean. Between Sarthak, Shailesh and myself, we should be able to answer pretty much any question you have. So Shruti, what's next?
Yeah. So Dwaipian asks us, are the positions on direct equities or options, are they on equities only, or do they include both long and short positions? Sarkata, do you want to take that?
Satak, you're on mute.
Yeah.
Look, I just got one part of the question that in connectivity is really poor. Can you just repeat the first bit again?
Oh, yeah. Sorry, I'll just read that again. Are the positions on direct equities or options, or if they are on equities, do they include both long and short positions?
Yeah, so see, there are a couple of things. The only short recommendations that we do are from the swing algos, but we haven't done many of them yet because, the thing is that algo still requires a lot of retuning. And again, we have been in a sequential bull market, so we have been very cautious in recommending anything from that. But eventually you would see a lot more recommendations falling from swing. Alpha 330 value investing is long only. But having said that, technicals and fundamentals can be used because if you see, they have been categorized into two classes, bullish signals and bearish signals. So if you're looking to short, you can always go to the bearish category and look at some filters to identify potentials.
Yeah. Shruti, I noticed a question on the ETF module. So can I just take that in a little?
Absolutely, Akshay. Please go ahead.
Just reading the chat screens while Sarthak was talking. So, guys, there are two ETF modules in InvestorAi. One is a discovery module. Okay, it will never show you any insights the way Alpha 330 and value investing show you. It is meant for you to discover the kind of ETF that you want. Now, that doesn't mean there is no intelligence in it. We pre-curate and pre-select a whole bunch of ETFs. So there are over 10,000 ETFs in the world. Okay, we don't have a universe of 10,000. We have a much smaller universe, maybe 2,000 or something. That is because we have pre-selected already. And our pre-selection is not partly on the performance of the ETF, but mostly on the performance of the underlying holdings of the ETF. So the ETF is holding 300 Indian equities. We will analyze every single of the 300 equities to come up with a rating for the ETF. So you'll see a pre-selected universe when you go there. That's one thing to remember in the ETF investing algo. Secondly, it covers only UK and US. So it does not cover the Indian market. If you don't have the ability or the inclination to invest globally, then this is not going to be of much interest to you other than academic interest. But please do look at it. The second ETF algo is actually very, very cool. We call it Alpha 330 ETF. What it does, it applies the same Alpha 330 logic to the underlying holdings of the ETF. It then calculates a weighted average score for the ETF itself. And when the weighted average score suggests a 3% return in 30 days, then it shows it to you. So there are very few ETFs, there are 10, 15 ideas that come at any point in time, because there aren't that many ETFs that are ready to generate that kind of return. But when they are, please take them seriously and please look at them. Now, this is available in iOS today. So if you're an Apple user, you can see it now. If you're an Android user, please be patient with us. The Android piece is running a little bit behind. It will be available on the 23rd of July. Okay, so that's the date. Sometimes Google takes long, so it may be 24th, but so it's about 2-3 weeks away. So please bear with us, and you will have it available to you.
Great.
Yeah.
One question, 1 second. I'll just take Kaushikdeep's question again. We have about 28 technical indicators and another 26 fundamental indicators. But if you have something in mind you think is actually a really good indicator in predicting bull or bearish signals, please write to us at our email. I'll just share it over. We are always looking to expand more and more indicators, and we would love to put it on the app as well.
Yeah. Just to echo that, guys, we are dying to make our app better and better and better. Okay, so somebody asked me, when will you be done with InvestorAi? And I said, never. This is a constantly improving product. We love the product. We think it is just fantastic. And we want to make it even better. And it is your ideas and suggestions that will help us do that. So please keep that coming.
And the Telegram channel, of course, is one place where we actually look for a lot of that information in real time. Akshay is on that group as well, and so it's just real time feedback for both Akshay and Sarthak that comes in on that group. So
there's also a premium community we listen to much more. Much more.
Sarthak had to say that, but yes, he's right.
So there are a couple of quick questions, Shruti, if you don't mind, I want to take that. What is the spider web in play? Well, these are KPIs, key performance indicators that we have.
Sarthak, just hold for a second, because I think now the app has come back. So it's working well. I'm going to put it on the screen, and then I will put up play and you can share it. You can talk about it.
Of course.
But, I think while I'm putting it up, you can talk.
I think it's the internet, because you were also freezing and the app was also freezing. It wasn't the app.
It happens.
Yes. So you go to play.
Pick something recently.
Zoom. Let's search for Zoom.
I thought you were going to pick an Indian company, but okay, Zoom Videocon.
And let's compare. Sorry.
Okay, explain this, Sarthak.
Right. So what you guys see right now is you're looking at Zoom, the technology company, the software that we're currently using, and how Zoom ranks across 6 different KPIs that we aggregate and we think is of relevance to users on a daily basis. So if you really look, this is a unique, chart where the future outlook of the company is, extraordinarily good. Maybe it's the third wave is finally going to come, and people are still going to pay Zoom for the subscriptions. And, if you see the estimates, the numbers that come for future outlook are analyst estimates based. So it's the industry view so that we aggregate.
EPS growth.
Exactly. Yeah. So now if you look at consensus view, it's how the analysts feel about the stock in terms of rating, in terms of buy, sell. And if you see the area covered under that space is really low, because it had one of the greatest rallies in history. In a sense, the stock tripled and everything. So valuations are strikingly high. So from a valuation standpoint also, you can see it's at a lower, at a very bottom. So
Zoom went up from $45 before the pandemic to, it peaked at 520 or something like that. I mean, an insane number. And then of course now it's down to 300 or 290 or something. But the red shape, it's considered a very expensive stock. So the red shape is Zoom and the gray shape is the market. And of course, larger the shape, the better it is. So on valuation, it does really badly. So it's relatively very expensive stock. But to answer the question, that these 6 are the parameters. And again, like I said, there's a question mark. If you tap on it, it actually gives you a little bit more detail on the parameters themselves. There is always the glossary. If you go to the glossary, you can click and you get a little more explanation of how we calculate some of these things. So all the technical terms are explained there. So let's take another one, Shruti, or...
So there's one actually related to this particular session, and that's why I've just been wanting to read that out. Over a period of the past few weeks, I've observed that Alpha 330 stocks gives a much better return than swing trades compared to swing stocks of InvestorAi. If your analysis also says so, what could be the reason for it? Does it somehow imply that the Alpha 330 algos are more refined and stable compared to swing trades?
Let me answer that, and then I'm going to ask Sarthak to jump in after that. So, look, my view is that Alpha 330 does better because it's got 30 days to perform. Swing has 3 days to perform. So just by giving a longer time window, you get a little bit. But the inherent propensity of the signal to deliver the return we are targeting, that is unchanged. Because if the propensity isn't high, we would never show it to you. It doesn't qualify to be generated as a signal. But Sarthak?
Actually put the nail on the head, but I'll still add to that. See, there is something called as a gross market trend. The thing is, with Alpha 330, we identify stocks that are in the near term going to do extremely well. So even if US fell and the emerging markets have corrected, it won't correct for 30 days. So, the trend is more visible. But what happens in swing often is it is often exposed to market catalysts. So some news comes in, then the market corrects. There's something from the RBI, the market corrects. It gets exposed because it's very short term. And we only record the returns on the insight after the 3 days is over. There are a lot of times we actually hit the target, then just go down. And again, it is just the DNA of that algo that makes that happen. And look, if you were an active trader, you would know how to actually make money off swings, because the best way to trade with swing is with bracket orders. Do not put in naked orders, put in stop loss orders, put in profit orders, and then you will benefit, because it's about a quick swing, right? It's not something that's steady, because it's 3 days.
Yeah. And the other thing to remember on swing is, and this is just arithmetic here, we in InvestorAi, we do not have real-time prices. So if I go to swing, for instance, let me go here. Let me click on India. Let me take closed ideas. So this is now telling me that Power Finance Corporation, this is the one I've selected, between 28th of June and 30th of June generated 4.3%, which is very nice. But what we are how do we calculate 4.3? It is the opening price on 28th of June to closing price on 30th of June. Now, in the middle, but it may have gone up to 20% intraday and fallen to 18%, or whatever happened in between. We do not measure that. So the way we measure this return is a point to point, point in time to point in time, rather than, so if during the 3 days at 12:30 in the afternoon on day 2, it may have generated 8%, but that will not show up in the way we report these numbers here. Okay. Now, so that is one thing to remember. In Alpha 330, we also do not track intraday prices, but we have 30 data points. So if it has delivered 3%, which is the target for Alpha 330, within the 30 days, based on the closing price on any given day, we treat that as a win or a beat. So that is how we calculate. It is not 100% correct. Ideally, we should be taking intraday prices at every moment, but we don't do that. And as long as you understand how it is done, then you'll be able to compare one with the other properly.
Akshay, one more of our usual questions, but will we ever get this on the desktop?
Will we ever get this on the desktop? Not in the near future. That is not our intention, but we have received a number of requests from a number of people to provide APIs so that they can use the APIs for trading. The APIs will be available in the coming months, and those APIs will be available on the desktop. But InvestorAi as is, we have no plans of moving it to the desktop at the moment. But I'm not saying never. Abhi koi plan nahi hai. That's all I'm telling you.
And guys, just think of it. When you're getting APIs, they're like Legos. You can build your own strategies, etc. That's much bigger offering.
And by the way, there are a number of new things that are coming, APIs. If you're interested in APIs, let us know. We want to know a body of people who are interested in using APIs for trading. And then we will work with you. We'll talk to you from time to time. You can give us feedback while we are still in the construction stage. And you can really be part of the build journey with us. Okay. So,
okay. So Akshay, we're just going to take just one more question because one of the questions that's come in is, can you tell us what the code is for annual plans, and do we have a discount, which we will take very quickly. We've put it on the chat as well. But Akshay, one question, continuation to what you and Sarthak just showed. Prabhakaran says, can we not show high and low prices in swing trades?
You mean intraday high lows, Prabhakaran? I mean, of course, but what efficacy does it have? What value does it add?
Can we not show or can we show? I didn't understand.
Yeah, says, so can we show?
See, we don't have access to intraday prices, so I don't know whether showing you end of day prices has any incremental value. I go back to what I said, guys. If you are trading on swing, please keep track of the price through your broker. Okay, that is the place where you get, real-time price at no cost. So please use that, because that is the place where you can put through a trade immediately. If you don't have time to track intraday, please be very careful before doing anything on swing, because you could lose money.
Akshay,
You can, however, click on the security, and as Akshay showed, once that becomes gray, you can click on the live info button and it will show you the real life prices from Google. So,
but Shailesh, even those are not real-time price. So you can see that I've selected. So this comes in only when I select a stock. So right now it is showing ideas, but if I click on the stock, the middle button becomes live info. If I click on live info, I can go to Google. But these are not real-time prices, but they are 20-minute delay prices. Better than what we have in InvestorAi, but still not trading prices because you're seeing it with a 20-minute lag. But yes, this is a way to, is a halfway solution for what you're looking at, Prabhakar.
Okay, we're at closing in on 1:20, but I want to, before I get to the details on our coupon code, Julian Mohanty, thank you so much. That a lot of people come to our webinar and this is their exact feeling, and I want to read that out. This looks really professional and the app seems neat. I am new here, however, already fallen for it. Thank you, and come back the next week and join us on Telegram, and we're sure there is so much more for you to explore and see. This is just the beginning of what you saw.
Thank you. We like you already. We love people who love our product.
Great. And so can I just get the slides up, Prabal? I'll just very quickly, a lot of questions today directly on how much is this? So let's just get straight. So here are our prices, and I'm sure that's going to shock you as well, because all of that, what you saw, is really something that you're going to be able to make with just 2 or 3 trades, because that's the kind of accuracy we have on our app. So the India plan is at $799 per month, but we have a fantastic 15% discount that's going on right now, only for you who come for our webinar and then become a registered users, and only for a limited period of time. This is not going to keep going on, and so get in fast, try and make it to the session Akshay was talking about. These are our prices, 15% off, both on our India plan and on the Global Pro plan. What's the difference? On the India plan, you get India as the market with all the algos that we keep speaking about. But on the global plan, you get access to 20 plus global markets with all the algos. Have access to that. Can I have the next slide, please, Prabha? You could go in right away, right now, scan the QR code is right here, or you can just come onto our website, www.investorai.co.uk, or just download our app and register and put in this code and get the discount. You have a 2-week free trial. I would say make the most of it, because you actually explore and see everything. Post that, you only see 1 insight a day. Otherwise, you're seeing close to 400 insights on the India plan, and 1,700 insights. So that many ideas, that much money to make. So don't miss out. And we hope to see all of you next week as well, with again, a very interesting topic where you will learn about the stock markets and at the same time about how to use our app better. Please write into us, support@bridgeweave.com. Chat with us on the Telegram community, and let's keep this going. So thank you so much, everyone, and stay safe, and see you next week. Thank you from the InvestorAi Academy. Bye-bye.